A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm extremely sorry for the delay. Let me take a few more minutes as we'll be starting this session in some time. We really appreciate your patience, everyone. I request you all to kindly stay back. We sincerely apologize for the delay of this session. We'll be starting this session in another 2 minutes. A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. In a world where adaptability is paramount, the ability to harness technology is empowering remote workforces isn't just a competitive advantage, it's a strategic imperative. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Smriti Rastogi and I have with me Ms. Rashmi Kainari, Head Commercial SMB and Solutions Marketing at Lenovo. As we navigate the remote work landscape, fostering a culture of collaboration, productivity, and innovation through the effective use of technology. The stage is all yours, Ms. Rashmi.
Thank you, Smriti. Good afternoon, everyone. And thank you for joining Team Lenovo today. I'm also joined by my colleague, Hardik Arora, who is also there on the call and who is a client manager for the mid-market segment. And like Smriti mentioned, today we're going to discuss about how smarter technology from Lenovo can enable growth for small and medium businesses. I quickly move to my slides. So first, what we do is we basically share an outline of the company with you. We just love to share the depth of our technology, capabilities with you, and also then go forward to also answering some of the questions that you may have around it. So who are we? The question is very simple. We are one of the leading global brands across when it comes to technology. We are a company which is spread across 180 markets. We have, R&D locations in around 18 R&D locations and manufacturing facilities in 30 plus countries, of which we have around 3 manufacturing facilities in India, along with R&D and a newly opened shared services center as well. So therefore, in our commitment to India is also been there for quite a long period of time. We are one of the companies which would basically focus on being an end-to-end solution provider for many of our customers in India and across the world. And therefore, we pride ourselves in basically aligning to the vision of the next decade, which the government of India and many of the industry bodies have called it, the next technology aided decade that's going to come up. And we also align to the fact that this decade is going to be driven by growth aspirational companies like yours. You are the ones who would basically be looking at digitization. You are the ones who are going to be the next vision for the country to come. And us as an IT vendor for you would require to be basically an enabling force that would enable you to basically do the best that can happen from an IT point of view. So therefore, that's the vision that we carry. We basically are cognizant of your requirements, your priorities, your challenges as such. And therefore, we would like to partner with you in basically helping you innovate, helping you basically, scale and grow as such. And while we're doing that, one of the things that we've also identified and found that your priorities in this fast-growing market is primarily driven by a lot of challenges that you face. One, we understand the fact that you are in a hurry to innovate. You would want to basically look at your legacy infrastructure and see how is it that you can enable your employees to scale up. How is it that you can actually ease the overburdened IT staff that's working in your companies? You would also like to look at your budget in a very optimized fashion. You would be looking at maybe an OpEx model that would enable you to basically scale up without having to spend the amount that you would otherwise have to if you were to go with a CapEx model. And then you are also committed, we understand, to basically looking at being a responsible company when it comes to sustainability, when it comes to basically being aligned to Make in India and the digital mission which the entire country carries as its own priority. Now, Lenovo being there in your transformational journey is the aim that we have. We know that we are there for you when it comes to continuous product innovations. We have capabilities that will enable you to basically seek our support in not just helping you transform from a hardware point of view, but also from a solution provider, from an IT vendor that can enable you to move and adopt technologies like hybrid cloud, AI, and all of the latest that's happening in the world of IT. And how do we do this? We also enable you to basically have business processes and ways of doing business in a manner which needn't every time be focused on a CapEx model. So we have something known as Lenovo TrueScale, which is everything as a service. So that's a conversation that's been happening not just at an enterprise level, but also with many of the small and medium businesses and the mid-market segments as well. Now, having said that, we understand that transformation for you would be a mix of not just devices. So, for example, we are a company which I'm very sure most of you know have some of the leading brands when it comes to hardware. We have the ThinkPad, the entire range of Think notebooks, workstations, accessories. For all of you who do not know, Motorola is also a part of the Lenovo, organization as such, and therefore we are always there at the forefront when it comes to any innovation, when it comes to the hardware part of it. Now, having said that, that does not restrict us to just being a company which is focused on hardware, and that is where we make a difference because we are an end-to-end solution provider. We have solutions and services which can enable you from moving, and which can enable you from being a company which can benefit from edge if you want to have an on-prem, off-prem sort of hybrid cloud migration or any of the latest AI technologies that's out there. And how do we also do that? We also do that through our services. We also do that through the latest vertical focus solutions that we have. And when it comes to services, if you look at it, it's just not about configuration or deployment of your hardware, which we would anyway do it. And we're always present there. We are also a company which would basically help you manage your overall IT infrastructure, be it migration to cloud, be it basically look at the entire IT from managing it from end to end, which means that not just the hardware, it's also about not just the PCs, it's the servers, the storage, all the way to edge and computing as such. So therefore, all of it is something that we can manage for you. And we can do it in a manner that it does not bite upon your budgets, and also do it in a manner that would enable you to be on your growth path without really, compromising on, or without really having to really, give up on some of the other objectives that you may have as a company. We also have specialized verticals around education, manufacturing, etc., which are specifically designed for the mid-market segment as well, which would enable you to basically, for example, if you are in an education space, have a smarter classroom as such. So therefore, these are customized solutions which we provide, which our team is very capable of delivering for you based on your needs and on your requirements. Having said that, we all understand that, as growing companies in the mid-market segment, you also have a huge responsibility that you hold on to yourself when it comes to adopting sustainable way of doing business. And that's where we can partner with you. We have services which services like the asset recovery services and the carbon offset services, which would enable you to basically, offset, more than 1 million, for example, metric tons of carbon dioxide on the purchase of your PCs, which are the Think PCs. Similarly, on the ARS front, you would be happy to know that the deployment of the service would actually help you to basically scale and be a responsible company when it comes to, the sustainability charter that you hold. So having said that, our objective today was to just give you an outline of what we do in the entire arena when it comes to being an end-to-end solution provider for you. I'll just leave you with a small video which focuses around our commitment to sustainability, after which I think Hardik and me are open to any questions that you have. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rashmi, for giving us such insightful presentation. Indeed, a lot of learnings from here, Rashmi. So we have got a few queries from the audience as well. The first question is, how can organizations optimize remote workforce productivity by providing dedicated workstations with the necessary hardware and software configurations?
Right. Before doing that, Smriti, I'll also introduce my colleague Hardik, who's also there on the call. If you could unmute him as well, because I think both of us.
I would request my team to kindly bring Hardik also into the discussion. By the time we unmute.
Yeah, hi everyone.
Hi, Hardik. Well, a very
Yeah,
warm welcome, Hardik. So I
yes,
think
yes, yes.
I think you have got the question which I have put across to Rashmi. So if you can help us in giving the answer to this question.
Correct. So as per my understanding, it's a quite. I just wanted to answer. Lenovo can help you in optimizing you the solution, and can give you a bundle of solution which can help your infrastructure to scale up. So when I talk about infrastructure scaling up, it's not about the hardware. It's more of a services also bundle along with that. So is it like I have answered your question, or is it something else you want to ask?
Maybe I can also add to it, Hardik, because as a company, all of us, I think we realize that most of the workforces now are remote. So therefore, how do we enable something
Correct.
like, we have an entire gamut of managed services within our portfolio, which can
Yes.
enable, any customer of ours to basically, irrespective of which part of the country he or she is located, in basically enabling and ensuring that his entire enterprise security, his entire, work, whether be it from PC to any of the, solutions or any of the software that he's using, is embedded from the location that he wants. If he has his own BYOD that, he has his own device that he uses across anywhere, we can make sure that those are also enabled for remote workforce. So therefore, there is a dedicated team, and depending on the scale that you would want, our team to be involved in, be it the infrastructure services or be it devices as such, we can really enable all of that. So therefore, I'm hoping that just adds on to what Hardik said. So
yeah, thank you so much,
Yes.
for adding to it. Anything else if you would like to add, Hardik?
Yeah, so more of a, when we say that people are working from remote location, the first one which comes into our mind is, what kind of support does OEM offer to us, right? So being Lenovo, we give you a premier support on most of the devices which you procure from Lenovo. Second, the SLA of that resolution part is also, when we talk about the premier support, it is 4 hours of resolution, which we have a committed timeline to deliver it to customer. And we have a dedicated team spread across India. So because we have been, seen in pandemic times, people are working from hybrid locations. So most of the people are working from home. So even in that scenario, we have our dedicated team, account wise, customer wise, basis customer expectation, we can provide the SLA.
Hardik, I would request you to kindly switch on your camera as well.
Yeah, I have some challenge. I was trying doing that as well.
All
Just
right.
a minute.
All right. In the meanwhile, as you just answered my previous question to it, there is one more addition, if you can elaborate further on this, which says, what are the key considerations for implementing infrastructure solutions that support remote work, ensuring scalability and accessibility while maintaining data security?
Wow. Maybe the best way to answer this, and maybe Hardik could add to it, is for us to connect you to maybe a solution expert, because that's where our team would really play. Because for me to just tell you what are the criteria that are needed, we will also have to understand your ecosystem as such. But just maybe in a very short manner, what we can tell you is that we've implemented infrastructure solutions which are meant for hybrid working, which are meant for remote working across many of our enterprise, mid-market, and small customers as well. So therefore, it depends upon how big your organization is, how complex your organization is, and what your priorities are. For example, if you're just focused at endpoint devices, maybe it's a task that becomes a little easier for the team that's there. But having said that, we understand that most organizations have like this gentleman rightly mentioned, concern around security, and then there is also this concern about how anything that gets implemented is in a manner, very simplified for an employee, so that the end user experience is not impacted. And all of this in a manner that, the daily productivity and the scale of the company is always improving. So therefore, I would request you to just maybe take more information about this person who wants to know, because we have a solutions team which can actually have a deep dive conversation with him and tell him exactly how we can do this.
Definitely, if there are more additions to it, I would welcome the questions from the audience. If they have any other question, we can elaborate on it, and if not, maybe we can take them later on. Rashmi, Hardik, anything else if you want to add to it?
Yeah, as rightly said by Rashmi, we have a separate team who design solution as per the customer needs and requirement, right? So whatever SLA they have, customer have their expectation because it depends on what is the organization size, where their users are ideally located, and how often they travel from within country or maybe apart abroad, right? So basis that we can design a solution and we have our own customized solution. Just to add, we have our pre-alert team. We have our own MDM, which where we can, give you the space where you get pre-alerts on any of the device failure. We have our own service support team, which can be, tagged with your users, where they can, directly speak to your TAM, which we call a technical account manager, while logging the call, which will help you to expedite the process and get your resolution on a faster pace.
Absolutely. I think that is a more comprehensive and brief, I think, answer to the question. And one more very interesting query I have from the audience, which says that how can businesses strike a balance between ensuring robust security and data privacy for remote workforces while also promoting user-friendly remote access solutions? I think I would request Hardik or Rashmi, any one of you, to take it first.
Hardik, you want to go first? I can add to it.
Yeah. So as I rightly said, it is a balance between both the things. So we have different solutions. It would be, difficult for me to just answer what kind of all the solutions which we cater. But yes, there is a team, a security team, who take care of the security solutions, which give you an access to have your own inbuilt managed solution, as well as a solution where Lenovo manages your endpoint compute. Not only your endpoint compute, adding to it manages your infrastructure and cloud solution as well. So there are different solutions. As I told earlier, there can be a solution which can be customized and given to you. This is your requirement. So I would just like to, once we finish up this session, once you have some queries about that, I would be able to connect with the correct technical person who would be able to design solution and give it to you. This is your requirement.
Absolutely. I think that is more important if we have some better understanding of the requirements first, because that can be customized, as Rashmi also rightly mentioned. Rashmi, anything else if you would like to enhance this piece of information further?
No, I mean, since the question was primarily around the ease of using, I mean, not just when it comes to security, but even some of our deployment and configuration services, right? Or the aim is to basically provide the end user with a ready-to-use sort of a device, or or any of the infrastructure for that matter of fact. So then it's a combination of us being proactive to some of the security needs, also being ready in a responsive situation. So therefore, making sure that there is minimum hassle when it comes to downtime, etc., so that the end user productivity is not impacted, and there is an ease to use as such. So therefore, I think I was just trying to answer that.
Right. I think the last question which we have from the audience is what strategies and technologies can be employed to provide secure and seamless remote access for employees regardless of their geographical locations or devices?
Okay, now since we've come to technology, Hardik, any thoughts? Because I think this relates to the earlier question where, we would like to understand your ecosystem. But
so,
just to say,
yeah, yes. So just to add, we have, collaborated with, Autopilot. We used to provide Autopilot to the machines where you get an Autopilot version pre-installed with your machines once you order it from Lenovo. So once you give it to your users through Autopilot, you can push notifications across wherever they are spread. They just have to join their domain. So one is, through Autopilot, you can, you can replicate all the applications which you want to deliver, and we can deliver it across India as per your convenience. Second, when you talk about the security part, we are already in partnership with SentinelOne. So we provide endpoint security where you can, first deliver the laptops at the user location, then it can be pushed through cloud itself.
Anything else?
So this is
Anything else, Rashmi?
No, I mean, I think Hardik has covered it pretty much. Just to add that we have an ecosystem of, tie-up with our partners like SentinelOne for security. We are a company which has over a period of time through multiple partnerships also evolved. And we realize that, where a particular customer may have a requirement, which is maybe in a particular space, and there is a legacy system that goes along with it. We are also a company which has got multiple partnerships, is in a has worked in a multi-vendor environment, so as to enable any sort of solution that needs to be done for a particular line of business. So therefore, that would also ease some of these challenges that we face when it comes to hybrid or remote working.
And I think that the approach and application is one of the keys, if I'm not wrong. Proper
It is.
approach and application as per the requirements of the customers and as per the requirement of the changing dynamics of the technology. I think that is also a key player. Thank you so much, everyone, for your engagement, your curiosity, and your commitment to embracing the possibilities of remote work technology. Let's move forward with confidence, armed with the insights gained here to forge a future where distance is no longer a barrier to productivity, collaboration also no bounds, and our workforce stands united, empowered, and ready to shape the world of work on their terms. Thank you so much, Rashmi, and thank you so much, Hardik, for joining us.
Thanks, Hardik. Thanks, everyone. Thank you.